All right, today we are talking about flashlight type lights for photography and video. I like to have the battery attached to the light, like here's the light and here's the battery attached to it. I like that. It's portable, you can hold it, and it makes it really portable and easy to use as a video light. These things that came out, you know, the Zhiyuns, they got the battery on the side, and the battery is heavy, it's expensive, it's on the side, so it makes it side heavy, which I don't like. But I am going to compare the brightness level of these common lights with these so you can see, you know, how they compare. These are the flashlight lights, and these are great to use because they're like a flashlight. You just aim it at what you want, and they have 1/4-20 threads on all around, and they have some other features that I'm going to show you that are really, really cool as video lights. So here we go. We're going to go over the Inkees and the GVM comparison and see how they are. So here we go. So the first light that I've always used was the Wellmaking. This is still my favorite for portable, small. The battery just goes right on the side, on-off button, and brightness. That's it. As easy as it gets, portable and small. At 4 feet with my light meter, this has a light meter reading of 4.04. The Zhiyun 60 watt has a light meter reading of 5.62. The X100 has a light meter reading of 5.66. It's actually not that much brighter than the 60. This is one that I used years ago. This is kind of interesting. This is called a bit lighter. This is not cheap. This is made by a company. They no longer exist because unfortunately they were made in Ukraine, but this is a flashlight made for photography. It comes in different color temperatures. This one's 5700, and it has a zoom so you can focus it and make it wide, and it has the batteries, rechargeable, on-off power. I like this thing. Why are you even showing this, Marcus? They don't make those anymore. Well, you know, some people sell them on eBay. Anyway, it was a cool thing to have. So let's get into these. These are the ones that this video is really about, and I'm excited about these a lot. These are Inkees. These are, I don't know what the Chinese that come up with these weird names. This is an Inkee Gold Crow. Gold Crow, like, okay, like molus, like who came up with molus? And Gold Crow, like those are like nasty sounding. Anyway, this is a GC. Let's call it a GC. This is a GC 30 watts. This is a GC 60 watts. Both the 30 and the 60 have a running time of 2 hours. That alone makes it much more spectacular than the X100. This battery will only run full power for 30 minutes before it's dead. And the other cool thing is when you there's no knobs, no buttons, nothing. There's just a ring that you turn. That's it. And the way to turn it on, you turn the ring, the display comes on, and you turn it brighter or turn it darker. It's so simple. There's no knobs, and it also tells you how long you have left until it's dead. So it has all this information on here, the temperature, and this thing is bright. And not only is it bright, the color temperature of these is perfect. Absolutely perfect. Like these are a little warm, a little cool, a little greenish, a little bluish. This is absolutely color balance neutral. That's the first thing I like. Skin tones are the most perfect color I've ever seen on a light. This little reflector here, which is really cool, comes off. What about Bowens mount? Are you ready for this? You don't need a Bowens adapter for this light. Check this out. 1, 2, and 3. Now you have, it expands into a Bowens thing. So now anything that's Bowens mount, like this, totally fits on here, like that. And there's a little clip here that you just put into place, and it locks it into place. And now you have Bowens. You can put a softbox on here, anything that's Bowens mount. This is so cool. Both the 30 and the 60 watt do this. And then for clipping it in, for traveling, you make it small. But this thing is actually pretty good. This is actually pretty darn good. This reflector right here by itself, if you were to use the 30 watt Inkee with this reflector, it's 4.02. So it's about the same as this thing here, as the Wellmaking. Now they have something else also that comes as an option for this thing. And that is a little mini Fresnel. Well, it's not that mini, but this is a Fresnel. It's a small Fresnel that fits onto this small mount that they have. Lock it into place. There. Now we have a Fresnel on this thing, and you can turn it, and that makes it into a spot. Okay, so this is the brightest focus spot. And when you have it on the spot setting, this Fresnel goes up to 5.66. When you have it all the way wide, it's actually dimmer than if you don't have the Fresnel on there at all. It's like 2.8 or something. But this way, it's at 5.66. And that is the same brightness as the X100, which only runs for 30 minutes full power. This thing runs for 2 hours full power at the same brightness as this. The X100 is $300 with the battery. This thing has a built-in battery and it's $200. Well, Fresnel costs a little extra too, but now, if you don't want the Fresnel, okay, this takes it up to 5.66. I know you're going to ask this question, so I'm going to answer it. What about my famous RFT19 special miracle reflector? This thing, if you put it in almost any light, will increase the light by 2/3 of a stop over any standard light that most lights come with. I've already made a video about this. This, you put it on the Bowens thing here, instead of the Fresnel, putting this thing, the RFT19, which costs like $9 or something, doesn't cost much at all. You put it on there, and now the light level of this 30 watt, it's almost the exact same as the Fresnel, believe it or not. The Fresnel is 5.66, this is 5.65. So it's like 1/10 of a stop dimmer. It's almost the exact same one, and that is still pretty much the same brightness as an X100. So this, with this RFT19 on there, now you've turned this 30 watt Inkee into the same brightness as a Molus X100. Okay, so let's move on to the 60 watt. How does the 60 watt compare to the 30 watt? Well, by itself, with just this little reflector that it comes with, it's at 5.63, which is the same as pretty much the 60 watt Zhiyun. But if you use the Fresnel on here, now it's up to 8.07. The 60 watt Inkee with the Fresnel is brighter than this, because this would have a reading of 5.66 and this is 8.07. That's a lot brighter. And if you use the reflector on the 60, it's 8.05. So that is still brighter than the X100. So the 60 watt Inkee with the RFT19 reflector is brighter than the X100. The cost of the 60 is $300, but it has the battery with it, okay? This is the whole unit right here. It's the same price as this, but this battery only lasts half an hour. This battery lasts 2 hours. So you're getting a lot more, you're getting 4 times the length of time you can shoot with this thing. It is pretty heavy though. This is considerably heavier than this, but I personally, for me, I like the 30. The 30 for me is so bright, even with the little reflector that it comes with, is blindingly bright. And I got 1, 2, and I got a third one. I just have the RFT19 on here. So I have 3 of these things, and that is a lighting kit right there. 3 Inkee 30s, almost any videographer. This will blind anybody who shine it. I usually have 1 light on each side like this, and maybe a third light in the middle. But 3 Inkees, 3 GC30s, you're set. The 60 is overkill. Most people don't need this. This is like ridiculously bright. Oh yeah, something I forgot. Both of these things, the numbers I gave you are when the light's at 100%. But guess what? They go up to 150, even brighter. This is like, you just keep turning the knob and it just keeps getting brighter and brighter. The 30 at 150% with the reflector is 5.69. That's brighter than the Zhiyun X100. So again, the Inkee with the RFT19 is brighter than the X100. The 60 watt at 150% with this RFT19 is 8.09. That's almost 11. So if this is 5.66, this is 11. And this is only 60 watts. This is 100 watts. It's just amazing how much light you get out of these things. And for 2 hours. Okay, so now GVM has a light that's kind of like that. That's kind of a knockoff, I guess. The first thing you notice is how heavy this thing is. Oh my God. This is a GVM P60B. This is 60 watts, just like this. The same as that. It's bigger. It's a lot heavier. It's nowhere near as bright. It's 4.04. So this giant monster that weighs, I would never take this on a trip. I would never carry this hiking. I would never take this traveling. It just weighs way too much. This is a weapon though. If you want to hurt somebody, you can definitely use this as a weapon. But full power, this thing is only the same brightness as this, 4.04. This thing is 5.63. This is 4.04. So this is heavier, bigger, and louder, and the light is green. It's got a greenish color. This thing, pure white light, neutral light, a lot brighter than anything here, but even that's overkill. My favorite is the Inkee Gold Crow GC30. With this little reflector it comes with is more than good enough. The light patterns on the right, you see the 30 with the little reflector that it comes with, and on the left is with the RFT19. You can see how it's brighter in the middle, but I like the spread pattern of the little reflector that it comes with. It's nice and even. I like it. It's got a good spread. If you want more concentrated light in the middle, get the RFT19. And here's the Fresnel in the wide setting. You can see how much dimmer it is. And here's the Fresnel in the spot setting. Very bright, but very small concentrated light. Here it is compared with the X100, and here it is with the RFT19 reflector next to the X100. Remember, this is just a 30 watt Inkee next to the 100 watt X100. And here it is compared to the Zhiyun X60. The X60 has like a cooler bluish light. The X100 has kind of a nice warm light. And here it is compared to the Wellmaking. And here it is with the GVM. Remember again, this is the 30 watt Inkee with the basic little reflector that it comes with next to a 60 watt GVM. A couple of features that come with these is a handle. Screws on really easy. It has 1/4 and 3/8 inch threads, just like a small rig cage does, all over this thing, so you can mount it to anything. It's got a hole in the bottom. You can put in a light stand, and it has a release here, so you can actually turn this thing and lock it into different positions. And so that's pretty cool. It doesn't weigh much, and it's very heavy duty, so you get a nice handle. And then the Fresnel comes with barn doors. So if you want, you can put barn doors on the Fresnel. It's kind of interesting. Back in the 90s when I was making movies in Hollywood, I believe it's Mole Richardson had a light called an Inky, and it was a tiny little light. It was cute little light, and it was very popular with the grips and the gaffers at the time. Anyway, so this kind of reminds me of that, but this is very professional, and so now you have a 2-hour light, very bright little portable light thing you can stick anywhere. And by the way, this thing is silent. This doesn't make any noise at all. I haven't had it in super heat. Even at 150% indoors, I never heard anything. This thing at 150%, you do start to hear a slight fan noise, but this thing, the 30 is silent. Anyway, so here's the light, here's the Fresnel, here's the barn doors, very professional looking. If you want to impress your friends, there you go. Okay, anyway, so those are some options that come with it. I'll put the link down below for these, but I really love the Inkees. Very, very professional, heavy duty, no plastic at all. This thing is all metal. I mean, this is serious construction. Nothing wimpy about this thing whatsoever. Very rugged construction, very happy with it. Inkee Gold Crow, I suggest the GC30. That's pretty much all you're gonna need. And the little reflector it comes with is, for most of what I do, more than good enough. And again, you can put Bowens on there simply by making this wider. You can have Bowens on there or no Bowens. So yeah, these things are so cool. I love it. Okay, there's my flashlight batteries. Next week, we're gonna have tube lights. What do you call those? Lightsabers, strip tubes. All right, well, there you go. Here's the flashlights. I love the GC30. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.